guys with the Mustangs?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you're interested or not, but I'm live streaming the game. If you or any of your team members, people want to watch, if on Google, on YouTube, if they look up GHN Sports, and it's the channel, it's the live stream that's going right now.
Oh, is that how you live stream it from that?
Yeah. And then
That's cool.
I'm gonna be pretending to act like I know what I'm doing and commenting on the game and stuff. I'll be wrong about 50% of it, but you know,
That's all right. Makes it fun.
better than just watching. But yeah, if you guys want, you can share it in crossbar. It's open. It's up and open for everybody.
Oh, cool. So does it follows the motion
Yep.
just like Light Barn?
Yes, sir. It's sharper and clearer than Light Barn. At least from what I've been told. I've watched a little bit of it on my own and stuff. The people I haven't watched and say it's sharper and it follows better than Light Barn does.
I see it moving. You just got a phone recording, huh?
Yeah, I phone and then I use a backup one so that I can monitor and try to remember to track the score. But, have fun.
Have fun.
Always. Text Betty. The stream should be up and running. You can let me know at some point if the audio is working. I only have my live, it doesn't work, so I can't see it right now. Hello and welcome to GHN Sports. Today we have the Monsters versus the Pioneer Mustangs. We're getting ready for the puck to drop. The teams are getting into position. We'll be starting shortly. Teams are lined up at this circle. Puck is dropped in. Monsters take the draw. A press across the woods. Moves it back to Escobar, who takes a shot on net. It's deflected with the stick. Comes back down. Escobar regathers in center ice. Passes across. Shot down, but stick gets in the way. Mustangs 24 catches it in the corner. Loses it to the Monsters. White's fighting with the Mustang. He loses it. The Mustang recontrolling. Knocks it back. Mustang 19 takes it behind his own net and moves down the ice. Loses it in center ice. And Monsters regather. Moves it across to 86. He gets smashed on the boards and loses it back to the Mustangs. Bionic gets a puck, shoots, pad save, attempted to cover with a blocker but lost it. However, the Mustangs do recover and start to bring it back down. Crosses the line into center ice, where the Monsters recover, and Wallen takes it back down, chips it in. Mustangs are gathered with Biani and a Mustang battling on the boards for the puck. Mustangs Tilney pushes it out across the ice. However, nobody's there to receive it, and the Monsters gather. Monsters lose it to the Mustangs. The Mustangs, number 19, has it in center ice, brings it down to the net. However, loses it off of his stick, pushed away by Monsters 98. Mustangs, however, recover back in their own end, try to move it through the center, but lose it again to the Monsters. Ray knocks it down. A little bit of scuffle and can't quite connect the pass. However, Plummer does gather it, takes it behind the Mustangs net. Tries to stuff it in on the side, but can't quite make it. Mustangs regather, move it down. Monsters recollect, shot, and goes wide of the net. Again, we got an attempt to stuff it in the corner. Does it unsuccessful. Mustangs take it behind their own net, push it down the boards. However, again, nobody's there to collect. Free puck goes down into center ice, collected by Rocha of the Monsters in the center ice, who takes it behind his own net to give a chance to reset. Passes it forward to 12, who launches it forward. However, Mustangs collect in center ice. Pepper chips it down deep to allow for some changes. Turner takes it down into the Mustang zone. Passes it back with no one to receive. Mustangs collect, move it down. However, it gets pushed into the wall and lose the puck. Monsters return it back down to the Pioneers' end. Gets stuck in center ice, though. Shipped out to the center. Peterson tries to collect, but can't quite keep it on his stick. And Mustangs 55 takes it down to the net. In net today for the Mustangs, we have number 20, Oliver Brockman. In net for the Monsters is number 96, Nyamwa. With 13 minutes left in the first period, we still have a scoreless first. Mustangs have the puck, bring it from their own end, moving it down the ice, chips it against the board, chasing it down. However, the Monsters get there first and push it around the boards. Mustangs collect. And get a shot without a lot of power behind it. Makes it to Naya, but she stops it with her pad, pushes it out to the corner. Well, Mustang lost an edge, but got it out to his own player. However, he could not keep it. Moves around. We end up with 54 of the Mustangs trying to shoot, but too much traffic in the way. Again goes down. We have Mustang take a shot, loses his edge and falls on his butt, but gets it to the net where Naya stops the puck. Today's game is brought to you by Fun Pasta. Fun Pasta, a fundraiser being presented by the Fresno Monsters. If you know a player and want to support them, get a hold of your local teammate member and get their link. There is hockey pasta that you can get to support your team and make a fun dinner for your team, your player, and everybody watching the game. Puck comes down ice, goes all the way to the end, and we have icing on the Monsters. Face off to Moa's right. In the circle we have Mustangs number 19. Oh, and Mustangs take the draw. Passes across to 24. Brings it in. He shoots. He gets deflected by Rocha, who collects the puck. Passes it down ice to Woods. A little bit of a scuffle where he launches it down into the Mustangs end. Not quite far enough for icing. Mustangs collect and pass it back up through center ice, bringing it down. Rocha again collects the puck, passes it down to White. Can't quite connect it, but does get it into the zone. Woods comes into assist, unable to get the puck though. Mustangs number 90, King, takes it down, passes across to 22. However, Monsters number 19, Ray, gets it, brings it across. Collision on the boards, Mustangs recover, they shoot, and we have a stop on the glove by number 96. Mustangs recollect, try to take another shot, but missed the puck. Monsters recollect, 7, Wallen chips it up to 86 Woods, who does not collect the pass.
Free puck down in the Mustang zone. Pushed forward by 88. Mustangs get it behind their own net, chip it forward. 19 goes to take it, but loses the woods. Papa pushes it forward. And then Plummer collects, takes a shot, and it is stopped in the pads of Brockman. Face off to Brockman's left. Face off taken by the Monsters. Chip it back. Barenberg has it. Moves the puck forward. Loses it to Mustangs number 66. Brings it forward. Chips it down. Chases in. However, Biani gets to the puck first. He pushes it forward to 10. Who pushes it down ice with no one to receive. Mustangs collect and move it back towards the Monsters net. However, Monsters 24 gets it. Kicks it down to Plummer, who takes it behind the Mustangs net. Tapped and stopped by Mustang 66. A little battle on the boards for it. Pushing it back and forth. Barenberg gets the puck. Moves it across to 67. He tries to take a shot but can't quite connect the puck. Comes back to Biani, who gets it. Loses the puck. Mustangs move it back into center ice. Monsters are there to take it. Comes down the boards. Mustangs move it back down into Monsters territory. However, they run over to get some changes before the icing is called. We have a stoppage in play. Icing on the Mustangs. .9:35 left in the first period. Score is 0-0. Face off to Brockman's left. We have Torres and Standifer in the face-off circle. Monsters take the draw. However, the Mustangs end up with the puck at the end of everything. Pass it down. The puck is moved aside by Brockman, collected by his own team, who moved down the boards. However, the Monsters end up collecting again. Move it forward. 67 passes it up. Mustangs intercept. Moves back into the corners. Collision on the boards. But the puck is ultimately collected by the Monsters. Pass across, Mustangs gather. Bring it down into the center and move into Monsters territory. Monsters 37 collects the puck, moves it around the boards where it is again picked up, attempted to be picked up by the Mustangs. Move it down to their own end to recollect and push it down through center ice. Puck taken by Rocha, who loses it to the Mustangs, but the Monsters quickly intercept, recollect. Monsters have the puck. Roach is bringing it down the ice. He shoots, and it is a glove save by Brockman. White has the puck. Traffic. Takes a shot on the goal. Moves aside. Brockman almost catches it with his left leg extended. Rolls past. Goes into the net. We have a score for the Monsters. Monsters number 5, Peterson with the goal. Score is now 1-0 with 8:03 left in the first period. Face-off win by the Monsters. Biani has the puck, takes it behind his own net. Passes it down the boards to Peterson, who passes back to 34. Peterson again has the puck, bringing it down. He's got 3 defenders on him. Ends up losing it in the corner to Mustangs, number 19. 19 passes it around to Whitson. Passes it back to 19. Mustangs bring it down. Monsters getting away, bring it to the net. Naya pushes out, but does not end up meeting the puck, and we have a Mustang into the net, dislodging it. Our Mustang staying down on the ice. We may have an injury. This player's calling for the coach from the bench to come out and take a look. On my scorecard, I'm not seeing a 19, but I do have an 18 that hasn't presented. This may be Jillian Rizzi. Nope, I'm definitively seeing a 19. 19's getting up with assistance and being helped back to the bench. As the refs are getting the net back in place, I will again remind our viewers that we have a fundraiser, Fun Pasta, being held by the Monsters. If you go to Grae Gerster Photo on Facebook, you will find a link there where you can participate and help support your local team and your local player. Face off to Moaz right. Monsters take the draw, move it down the board. Woods has the puck, brings it down, and we have an offsides. Face off at the blue line. Monsters are white and versus Mustangs Morsley, number 33. Monsters take the draw. Biani has the puck. Passes forward to Woods, who misses the pass. Collected by Montero of the Mustangs, who moves it back down to the Monster territory with nobody there to receive. Monsters recollect. Ray brings it across the ice. Comes down, goes from coast to coast. Shoots, and shoots wide, misses the net. Carroll moves it over to White. White passes behind the net around the boards, with 11 there to receive. Rachel moves it to White, who passes again down the other side, with Woods collecting. Woods moves it back towards the corner, where he ends up losing to Mustangs Whitson. Mustangs have the puck, pass it across. Pass does not connect. However, Mustangs 22 does collect the puck, moves it through center ice. Goes down towards the net, but is challenged by the Monsters. 24 takes it, moves it back down to the Mustangs' end. Mustangs recollect. Pepper passes across to the side, where his partner in crime does not catch the puck. However, 22 gets it, moves it down. Mustang number 30 catches the puck and loses it to Rocha, who moves it back into the Mustang zone. Comes across to Plummer, who cannot keep the puck. Mustangs chip down into the Monster zone, chase down to follow, but Rocha catches the puck first. Rocha pushes back down to center. Initially goes to 67. However, Monsters 10 collects it, moves it back down to the Mustang zone. Puck slowly moves its way to the goalie, who pushes it out. Moves it to the corner. Puck makes it to net. We have a right pad save by the goalie. Again, goalie's number 20, but I'm seeing Cressman on the back of the jersey and not Brockman. Battle for the puck in the corner, in which the Monsters come out victorious. Got a shot on net, moves across, goes wide, 67 catches it, tries to tip it in, but again, doesn't have the proper angle. Puck goes off to the side with the Mustangs collecting. They move it across behind the net, where it is collected again by the Monsters, who shoot, and left pad save by Cresso. Puck goes up in the air. Cresso snags it with his gloves, brings it down and covers for a stoppage in play. Face off the Cresso's right. Monsters take the draw. Comes back out to 88. Pushes it forward. Turner catches it. Takes a shot on net, but Clark gets in the way. Bounces off his skate. Clark moves it down the boards. Collected by his teammate. He comes down and fights against the boards and loses it to Biani. Biani moves it across towards collects. Passes it across to the side with Escobar there to collect it. Moves it back across. Monsters collect, shoot down towards the Mustangs zone. However, Pepper of the Mustangs collects, moves it across to Clark. Clark passes forward. Mustangs have it. Try to take a shot, but again, too much traffic in the way. Goes up, glove down by the Mustangs, who pass across. Where the Mustangs lose the puck. Monsters collect it. We have Escobar with the puck, moving towards the net. Passes back to Peterson, who tries to catch it with his glove, but misses, goes across to the wall. Torres tries to get there in time, however, loses it to Del Felipe. Del Felipe takes it to the Monster zone, passes across to 66, and moves it to the behind the net. Battle for the puck, where the Monsters come out with it. Goes down to center ice, where the Mustangs recollect. Shot down deep by the Mustangs. They take the opportunity to get some changes. Got a fresh line for the Mustangs coming out against the Monsters. Monsters as well get some changes in with the slow motion. And the Mustangs move the puck from center ice, shoot down, shooting wide and going with the puck sliding behind the net and coming up the wall. Escobar brings the puck up, loses it in the center, however recollects and chips it down. And Escobar goes for a change. Woods passes across, however his pass does not connect to Wallen. White ends up with the puck, shoots and score! Monsters score by 34, White. That brings us to 2-0 with 2:48 remaining in the first period. Face off in the center ice with White versus Mustangs 34. Correction 33. Morrison. Monsters take the draw, bring it back behind their own net. Puck comes up through center where the Mustangs fight for it. However, lose to the Mustangs, or to the Monsters. Woods collects, takes a shot on net. Brought to the chest, then caught in the glove by Cresso. Face off the Cresso's right, taken by the Monsters. Caro comes behind the net with a puck, a little bit of a scuffle. Passes back and loses it to the Mustangs, who bring it to the neutral ice, where the Monsters recollect. Rocha has the puck, passes forward to Woods, who misses, and puck goes down for an icing against the Monsters. On the bench in our favored position is Monsters number 32, Grae Gerster, manning the gate. Monsters have the puck, bringing it behind their own net. Pass down the wall to Miss Cartier, who loses the puck to the Mustangs. Recollected behind their own net by the Monsters and brought forward. Gioni brings it in, comes to the corner. Well, we've got a nice collision. He loses his head, he loses his skates and goes down. However, 98 is there to collect, moves it across to Muscardier, who passes down. Monsters 10 has the puck. Barenberg passes back, however, Mustangs 33 collects and brings it to the center. Mustangs bring it into the Monsters' end. However, 55 loses the puck in the corner. Tries to get it back, but can't quite get his stick on it. Monsters pass it down along the wall. Plummer moves it over to 67, who passes across back to Plummer. He brings it down. Plummer takes a shot and shoots wide of the net. Puck's in the corner with a little battle. Again, Plummer coming out on top with the puck, moves it back to Rocha. Tries to pass along the boards without a lot of steam. Gets caught up behind the net. He's a holder in who passes it forward back to Plummer. Passes it back. Mustangs collect in the center. We have a collision on the side wall with everybody going down. And puck gets tossed back down to the Monster zone. Rocha has the puck. Shoots it down all the way for an icing. 18 seconds left in the first period. Face off to Amua's right. Monsters take the draw. Puck comes down to the Mustangs' end. 6 seconds left. Passes it forward. Pioneer collect it. Clark brings it down the ice. Gets it to the center before the buzzer rings. At this intermission, remember you can support your local Monsters with their current fundraiser of Fun Pasta. Many different choices, prices aren't too terribly bad. There is a hockey option that you can get for $7. 40 to 50% of this fundraiser does come back to the team to help support the overall club, the team, your player. It helps with tournament dues, player fees, and other items that the Monsters might need to get them through the season. Fun Pasta. Again, you can talk to your local player if you have somebody who's in your family, or you can go to Grae Gerster Photo on Facebook, and there should be a link there for you to click. That buzzer brings us to the start of the second period. Chris and Amoir are both in their nets, respectively. We have our players coming to the center ice. A little final discussion. And at the drop, we have Mustangs 19 and Monsters 34 white. Puck is down, and the Monsters take the draw. Escobar chases the puck. Comes down behind his own net, passes it along the boards, where it is collected by number 86, Woods. Woods passes back to Rocha. Rocha moves it forward to Woods again, who comes down. Oh, was by himself, but ended up colliding with Mustangs 24 to go down and lose the puck. Mustangs pass the puck down, going through center ice, back down to the Monster zone. 66 collects, shoots, but shoots wide of the net. And 66 takes a ride on her tushy, spinning behind the net. We got number 19, passes forward to 96, shoots, goes up high, knocked aside by the glove of Moa. And puck goes all the way down to the other end for an icing call. Both teams getting changes on the ice, some fresh players. Face-off will be to Moa's left. Mustangs 33, Monsters 98. Puck goes out, collected by Barenberg of the Monsters, who brings it down through center. Loses the puck off of his stick, but recollects it as he goes behind the net, where the Mustang 67 takes it and moves it across. Biani takes the puck, tries to shoot, but 32 of the Mustangs gets in the way, ends up getting it off, but goes high and bounces off the glass. Mustangs bring it back down towards the Monster zone, where 98 collects it, pushes forward to Nissankaro. Ray loses the puck off of his stick, where it goes back, and we end up offsides. Face off at the blue line dot, 33 against 98. Monsters take the draw. Biani has the puck. Move forward to Barenberg. Barenberg can't quite keep it, but chases it down the wall, where it moves back to 98. Monsters 98 takes it down behind the net. Tries to move it forward, but Mustangs get in the way and intercept the pass. Mustangs chip down, where it is collected by their 32, who brings it down, but Biani gets in the way, takes the puck back, moves it back down towards Plummer. Plummer can't connect, Mustangs get it. Barenberg and De Felipe fight forward against the side wall, where ultimately the Monsters come out on top. Biani has the puck in center ice, moves across to Nissankaro. Ray moves it forward to Plummer. Oh, sorry, it's a Wallen who moves it across to Plummer. Biani now has the puck, chips it up and over, where the Mustangs can't quite grab it out of the air. Puck comes back along the wall where the Monsters have it. Try to chip it down. Nobody's there, and Biani collects the puck. Passes along the boards to 19. Where he stops it but doesn't keep it. Battle against 33 for the puck, where he comes out on top. Passes along the boards. Mustangs collect the puck. Pepper takes a shot but doesn't have enough energy on it to get it through, and the Monsters collect. Monster 67 comes up, passes it forward to 98. He brings it across to 17. Tries to take a shot, but doesn't have anything on it. It bounces off the back wall, where it comes forward. The Mustangs are trying to get it out. They have it. Move it across. However, Biani gets in the way, passes back to Ray, who moves over to 17, who passes it over to Plummer, who chips it down to allow time for some changes. Got a fresh line out for the Monsters. Rocha has the puck, but loses it to the Mustangs, who bring it down into center. .55 has it, but loses it against the wall, where the Monsters collect and start moving it back down the ice. Oxy has it, pushes it back down the wall, where her compatriot chases it. Tries to push it back, but we have an offsides. Changes on the ice for both teams. Wallen comes up to the dot against Mustangs 19. Puck goes down, and the Mustangs come out on top. However, they quickly lose it to the Monsters. Wallen takes it, shoots, and glove save by Cresso. Score is 2-0. Monsters up with 13:12 left in the second period. Face off the Cresso's left with the Monsters coming out on top. Move behind the net. Puck comes around, tries to be stuffed in, but again, Cresso stops it with his glove over the top, smothering it and stopping play. Monsters take the face off, immediate shot. Cresso stops it with his left leg pad, tries to glove it. A lot of traffic in front, got a scramble. Players coming up, players going down, puck going towards the net, but nothing can quite get in. Comes back, got a shot on net by Peterson with a stop and cover by Cresso. Again, face off. We have Monsters number 7 against Mustangs 19 at the circle. Puck goes down, Mustangs take the draw. 19 chips it down the board, stopped by 24, Monsters 24, who shoots it back. Comes around the board with a collision in the corner. Monsters come out with it. Mustangs take it. Passed across with a bounce. Number 19 has the puck coming down. He shoots. Oh, and a score by the Pioneer Mustangs, number 19. That brings us to 2-1. Monsters up. 12:28 left in the first period. And I finally got a look. Number 19 appears to be Kinney. 19 Kinney. Face off at the center circle, taken by the Mustangs. 24 shoots it down deep into the zone. Initially collected by 66, who pushes it back, loses it to the Monsters. Number 19, Nissan Caro, moves it down, loses it to the Mustangs, who chips it back in. Comes around the net, where it's ultimately taken by 86 Woods, who brings it through center. Quickly approaching the net by himself, he shoots. Oh, and shoots wide, close side. He comes around, it's collected again by number 7, who shoots. Got a lot of commotion in front of the net, but it does not go in. Moved across to the boards. We have a player who is missing his stick. Passed hard along the boards by a Mustang, collected in neutral zone by Nissan Caro. Ray passes back to White, who throws it up in the air, comes down, back to Ray, who collides into the wall with 2 Mustang friends. Puck goes down on the cross, moved back into the zone. Kept in by Escobar. Collected by Mustangs 90, who throws it back down to the Monster zone to allow for some changes, and we have a hit and a player down in front of the Mustangs net. I didn't see what happened, but you could hear it across the ice. Mustangs are going to check on their friend. Heads up, but he's staying down. Listening to parent commentary down below, it sounds like we may have a rather nasty slash after the whistle. And we have a penalty to the Monsters. This will put the Mustangs on the power play, giving them an opportunity to even up the score and bring this up to a fresh new game. And this will be our first opportunity today to see the Monsters PK team in action. And as a note to myself for review on this happened at 11:12 left in the second period. 5 players on the ice for both teams, 5 on 5. We have somebody in the box, so it does not appear that we are down a man. Monsters win the draw. Rocha has the puck. Shoots down, but goes high, bounces off the glass to come around. Mustangs try for the puck for a minute, but Monsters come out. We have a shot on net by Barenberg, who doesn't quite make it through traffic. Puck comes around the back. The Mustangs push it down the boards, where the Monsters come out with it. Rocha passing down to Plummer, who moves it across. However, Monsters intercept. After a little bit of scattering, they come out with it. We've got a pass across to Plummer. Chips it in, but Mustangs gather it. Coming behind their own net and pushing it down the boards. Monsters 10 catches it, pushes it back around. Where 98 gets it, tries to stuff it in, but it bounces off to the side where Ray collects it in the center ice. Passes across to Rocha, who brings it down. Rocha comes in, pushes back forward to 67, who tries to shoot but can't connect with the puck. 67 again gets it around the corner, shoots again, but never makes it. Battling in the corner for the puck. Mustangs push it out to their own player, gets it, tries to pass it across the ice, but can't get it. Ray ends up coming back, gets it, moves it down, but gets it pushed off his stick by the Mustangs. He recollects, shoots, and Ray, number 19 of the Monsters, scores! That brings us 3-1, Monsters up, 9:17 left in the second period. And our penalty appears to have gone to number 37, who's still sitting in the box, so both teams appear to be at full strength. Torres wins the draw, pushes it back, but the Mustangs come out on top with the puck. 19 moves it back to 54, brings it back up to Kenny, who shoots. Tipped off to the side by a right pad by Moa. Mustangs keep the puck, move it behind the net, and push it forward. However, it's collected by Peterson on the Monsters, who brings it through center ice. It's contested by the Mustangs, who take the puck ultimately, pass it across to 19. 19 brings it into the Monster zone. He's got 3 Monsters in front of him. However, he pushes through. Doesn't quite get it on net, but it's still pushed aside by Naya. Naya moves it out to our own player. Peterson takes it to center ice, but loses the puck as he's going. Collected by Monster 17, who brings it down. Mustangs 54 pushes it away from him. And 19 collects it behind the Monsters net, moves it forward to 54, who passes across to 55, but 55 can't quite keep it. Biani launches it back towards the puck, where it is ultimately caught and kept by Cresso. Getting changes on both lines. Monsters player is out of the box and back on the bench. Face off to Cresso's right. And the Monsters take the draw. With Biani coming down to collect it in center ice, he moves it forward to Barenberg, who can't quite connect with it. Mustangs take the puck and push it back down into the Monsters zone. Naya doesn't quite feel comfortable coming out to stop it with how far out it is, so she just kind of keeps her position. Mustangs end up collecting, move it back to center. Passes across 67, he moves it back over to 29. 29 moves it forward to Patel. Who loses it, pushes back to center, where Woods collects it, takes it down, tries to move it towards the net, but Mustangs captain gets in the way. He has it again, is bringing it across. Passes across to Rocha, who one-times it down towards the net, but goes high and wide. Tin has the puck, moving across, passes up to Woods. Woods takes it back towards the corner, moves it forward to Wallen, who shoots, and it is stopped right at the front of the net by Cresso. We're at 3-1, Monsters in the lead with 7:11 left in the second period. This game is sponsored and brought to you by Geston Pads. Geston Pads, when your kid wants to play, but not enough to buy the good stuff. Geston Pads. Need some quick changes before the face-off. Puck goes down, Mustangs take it. Gets moved forward by the Mustangs. Bring it up against the wall. King has it, Mustangs 90. But it's taken away by Nissan Caro, who brings it behind the Monsters net and pushes it forward. Collected by 98 Plummer, who moves it over to 67. However, he cannot keep it on his stick, and the Mustangs take it back, moving it back towards the Monsters zone. Plummer has it up against the boards, is moving it forward, comes in against the net. And he comes in, tries to stuff it, but Cresto gets in the way and won't let it through. Stops it with his leg pad. Undeterred, the Monsters come forward, come down. Plummer goes down on the ice. Pops right back up, though. 17 has the puck in the other opposite corner. Moves it across in front of the net where the Mustangs take it. Tries to pass to Clark. He can't quite keep it. Goes in front of the net. We're again taken by a Mustang. Collected by 96, who shoots and he scores. That gives us another Monsters goal, bringing us 4-1 with 6:10 left in the second period. That goal was 67, McCartier. Draw in center ice. Mustangs take it, move it down to the Monster zone where Rocha collects and pushes it forward to the center. Trying to pass to Peterson, who can't quite connect. Goes down with the Monster losing his footing in the corner. Mustangs keep the puck. Dance around with it, move it down the boards. Where Biani takes control. He takes it to the opposing corner where he's having to fight pretty hard with a couple Mustangs to try to keep control. Mustangs take it, pass it out where number 5 has it, moves it forward towards the center ice where Roach takes it. Roach comes back down behind his own net, allowing the Monsters to reset. Peterson comes across, doesn't take the puck. Rocha keeps it and starts moving down. Rocha tries to bring it coast to coast, can't quite make it, and passes it over to Peterson, who moves it over to Hoxie. Hoxie gets a shoulder and goes down, losing the puck to the Mustangs, who try to bring it back. Mustangs are bringing it down back towards the Monsters net, and the shot, and kicked away by Moa. Goes back into the corner. After a scuffle with Biani and a Mustang, the Mustangs keep it, move it down the boards. Mustangs 32 has it, fighting with Peterson for control, but gets it out to his teammate, Mustangs 24, who shoots. Pad save Moa. Goes to the corner where DeFilippe gets control. Comes up across the boards with Kenny taking it. Can't keep it on his stick, and Rocha gets it out. Comes through center ice. Tipped away by a Mustang. And recollected by Rocha, who comes to the center. Moves it across to Biani in his own zone, who passes it forward to Torres. Monsters getting changes while all of this happens. Torres chips it in, chases down behind the net. However, loses it to the Mustang. Passes it out to 19 Kenny, who starts bringing it down towards the Monsters net. Gets knocked aside over towards 24. Guild moves it across, goes in front of the net, tries to knock it in, bounces off the net, goes back in front and shot in, but Moss stops it, hugging it into her chest and then pushing it out to the front once the whistle's blown. This brings us to a face-off to Ma's left. Woods brings it down the wall, coming towards Cresso. Woods shoots, it goes high, he tips off the post. Comes back down to the monster zone where 19, Ray, has it. Comes down through center. He shoots and kicked away, blocked off of the left pad of Cresso. Comes back behind the net. We've got a lot of motion. Pucks being contested by both teams pretty aggressively. And a stick is lost by the Monsters, recollected by 34. Monsters come out with the puck. Try to push it away, however, again, just goes right back into contestation. Comes out and across where it is collected by the Monsters. Wallen has it, moves it back aside to 86 Woods, who can't keep it on his stick. Mustangs take it from him, happy for the present, and move it along the boards. Comes across, collected by 55 of the Mustangs. Lost to Woods, who brings it back around. Woods passes his teammate, who tries to shoot but can't get it. The Mustangs having it, bring it back down towards 96. Passes across, and 64 of the Mustangs tries to shoot but can't get her stick on it to get that off. Monsters get in the way. Ends up being taken back by the Monsters. McCartier takes it down through center. Passes across to 98, collects it, shoots in, kicked away by Cresso. Comes back down the corner along the boards. Mustangs take it, chip it up. .24 tries to have it, but loses it in his own end of the Monsters, who bring it back down. McCartier has the puck. Tries to pass across with no one there to receive. Gets knocked back down. Escobar gets it, pushes it forward to 10. He moves it to 67. McCartier shoots. He scores! Up and over the leg pad of Cresso. That brings our score up 5 for the Monsters, 1 for the Mustangs. 1:27 left in the second period. Scores 4-1. Coming to center ice. Puck goes down. Mustangs take the draw. Brought forward by 67, who loses the puck on the side. Monsters collect, move across. We have Barenberg, number 10, with it. Moves it back to 67 McCartier, who shoots, and it rubs off the front of Cresso's pads going to the corner. Monsters again collect. Rocha has the puck, takes a shot, has trouble getting it through the traffic. Cresso knocks it away easily. Where his teammate gathers it, brings it behind the net, and we have 54 passing it forward. Pushes it down towards the Monster zone with no one there to collect, so the Monsters themselves take it. Escobar catches it, knocks it down along the boards, bouncing off the glass, where Mustangs 54 takes it, brings it behind his own net and passes it forward to 67, however misses it, and our 67, Monsters gets it. Moves around to Rocha, who has it, loses it, and pushed off his stick by the Mustangs. However, McCartier is there to get it. Moves it over again to 10. 10 moves to 9, passes it to 98, but loses it and intercepted by the Mustangs. However, they can't keep it either, and again, our Monsters have it in the Mustangs' end. Passes across to Rocha. Rocha shoots and score! Goal by Monsters 11, Rocha, off of a wooden timer. That brings the score 6-1 with 12.1 seconds left in the second period. That goal is brought to you by Chuck's Chips. If you want chips, go see Chuck. Chuck's Chips. Plummer for the Monsters in the center circle against Mustangs 21. Mustangs get the puck stopped off of the draw, but the Monsters ultimately collect and end up with it. Moves across to Biani, who passes it forward. However, 17 isn't there to catch it on time. Goes down into the zone. And with that buzzer, we have the end of the second period. Score is 6-1, Monsters in the lead. Both teams at the bench getting their game plan in line for the third period. Again, thank you for joining us here on GHN Sports. If you're just joining us, I'm Grae Gerster, and I'm here with your Fresno Jr Monsters. We're playing the Pioneer Mustangs. We have a number 96 Moa in net for the Monsters, and number 20 Creso in net for the Pioneer Mustangs. Again, originally I said Brockman. However, my list of players for the Mustangs does not seem to be correct or up to date. If you have any advice, tips, tricks, or something I can improve for this broadcast, as always, please let me know. I'm currently working on a website where you can see things a lot more easily and provide any input you want to. In the center circle for the start of the third period, we have Torres for the Monsters. We have number 19, Kenny, for the Pioneer Mustangs. Puck goes down. The Mustangs take the draw. Goes back to 29 and moves it across to Kenny, 66 of the Mustangs. Number 19, the other Kenny, has the puck, moves it down, but loses it to the Monsters. Biani, 88, takes the puck away, chips it down, and passes to 12, who brings it down, but puck is pushed away by number 22 of the Mustangs. Kenny, 19, has it. He shoots, and it is stopped by Moa. However, Kenny appears to have lost his edge and gone down hard on his rear. Oh my goodness, I stand corrected. That was a goal by Mustangs number 19, Kenny. That brings our score 6-2. 6-2. Monsters 6, Mustangs 2 at 16:32 in the third period. And 34 against 19 in the circle. Monsters take the draw. Mustangs number 90 gets the puck, pushes it back behind the Monsters' net, where 24 of the Monsters collects, pushes it back down the boards. Mustangs collect. Number 19, Kenny, again has the puck, contested by Wallen in the corner. Kenny passes it back to 29, who shoots but can't get the puck through traffic. And I never even had to say hello to that one. It goes by the net. Mustangs come out with the puck again. We have a shot towards the goal, but gets deflected aside by the Monsters. Rocha has the puck, comes down through center ice, takes a long shot at the line towards the net, but goes high. Bounces off the glass, comes to the corner where Woods tries to collect, but again, Kenny, 19, takes the puck, moves it back to 97, who tries to pass, but White gets it, takes a shot at the net, again, goes high and over top. Where Woods goes to grab it in the corner, moves it across to Wallen, and pushes it forward to 34. He tries to shoot, but too many people there. Gets knocked down to his butt in the corner, losing the puck to the Mustang. Mustangs move to the opposing corner, push it forward. 66 Kenny has it, moves it across to 19 Kenny, who brings it in. A lot of Monsters in the way, and his puck is taken away by Rocha, who moves it over to the wall. Rocha goes to collect his own puck, taking it behind his net to allow for changes. Both teams grabbing them to get some fresh players on the ice. The new line out, Rocha brings it down, passes it across, but gets intercepted by a Mustang. Taken away quickly by our good friend Plummer, who brings it down to have a Mustang collide with him against the wall. Plummer keeps the puck, ships it down into the Mustang zone to the corner where it's collected by 17. He passes it across to Barenberg, who can't get there in time to gather the puck. However, it bounces away to Plummer. Plummer has it, moves it back into Sicaro. Ray moves it back forward to Plummer. Launches it back in towards the net without any real true direction. Mustangs collect behind their own net and push it forward. Passed across to 64 Martinez. Martinez brings it towards the net. However, Ray gets in the way and knocks it off of her stick. Fight for it in the corner with Ray coming out on top. He pushes it down along the boards to 10. He passes it down towards Plummer, who chases it into the Mustang zone for an icing call. This will bring our face-off back down to the Monsters zone to the left of Nah. Puck goes down with the Monsters taking this one. Ray comes across the back of the net, charging down, going through to center where he loses it to a Mustang. McMinn takes it off to the side, but Turner pushes it away from him. However, his compatriot gathers it, brings it around the net, moves it back, but loses it to 98 of the Monsters. Goes to the corner where it's contested and comes out with Plummer having the puck. Tries to pass it across, but Mustangs get in the way. And he keeps getting the puck and trying to pass it, but it keeps bouncing back to him. Finally gets it off to Barenberg, who shoots and scores against the goalie. I did not notice, but we have a change in goalie for the Mustangs. We now have number 80, Vurick, in net. Barenberg shot that, got it right over the shoulder of Vurick. Vurick's coming out, Cresso's coming back in. So we had an unnoticed goalie change for the Mustangs, and we just had a noticed change of Cresso coming back. The face-off circle, the Mustangs take the draw. Pepper takes it, tries to pass it forward to Tilney, who loses it to a Mustang, comes back to the wall with the Monsters coming out on top. We now have Roach coming back behind the net, where he pushes it forward to Peterson. Peterson can't collect the pass, the Mustangs do. Garton grabs it, moves it forward to his 24. Gets knocked back into the Mustang's own zone, or gets moved forward. Fight against the wall. Mustangs can maintain the puck. Richter can't quite keep up with the puck. It goes under his feet, gets lost, but gets pushed across the ice to number 19, Kenny, who brings it down to the Monster zone. He can't quite get it off his stick towards the net, so he ends up behind the line, loses it to the Monsters, who push it back to center ice, where the Mustangs again collect. 24 pushes it forward to Whitson, 42. Whitson loses it in the corner to Rocha, who passes forward to Peterson, but again bounces off his stick and comes back behind the net. Moves it back across again to Rocha, who pushes it down the boards. Mustangs 24 gets it, can't keep it, and goes further down towards his own net. However, his own player's there to collect it, brings it back, passes across again to 19, Kenny. Kenny passes across the ice to Whitson. Whitson moves it back to the other side to 24, and it is intercepted and taken by Monsters Rocha. Rocha pushes it back. 19 Kenny gets it again at the blue line, keeps it in the Monsters zone. However, when he pushes it back forward, Rocha takes it behind the net again, trying to let his team get set. Rocha passes to an area with nobody in it. Mustangs get it, push it back behind the net where Rocha gets it again. This time he has some friendly competition for it. Rocha comes across, tries to pass it forward, but doesn't have good connection with the stick, so the Mustangs get it and bring it back. Kenny tries to pass, but has it sniped off his stick by Monster. Ends up taking it back, gets it, loses it to 24 of the Mustangs. Pushes it towards the net without enough steam to make it. Monsters get it, push it around, and it comes back to the Mustang zone with number 29 catching it, pushes it forward to 26. Again, 26 passes over to Kenny, 19, removes it to Guild, who can't quite keep it, bounces off the wall to a Monster. Kenny again takes possession of the puck from the Monsters, brings it back in the center, passes it across to 26. 26 doesn't catch the puck, Monsters get it. 24 takes it but loses it, poked off his stick and going down on the ground. Goes back to the Monsters' end. Woods collects it, takes it behind his net. Woods is coming up without any friendly competition. Passes forward to McCartier. McCartier takes it to the corner and gets pushed down by King. Got a quick battle in the corner with the Monsters coming out. McCartier has the puck, passes it across to Barenberg. Barenberg moves it towards the net without getting any heat on it, and Crusoe goes down, covers it with his glove, and stops play. Score is 7-2 Monsters with 10:11 left in the third period. Again, one of our real, I won't say sponsors, but fundraiser is Fun Pasta. Fun Pasta. If you want to support the Monsters, a player, or the team in general, get in contact with one of the players. Everyone should have a link. Or you can go to Grae Gerster Photo on Facebook, and there's a link there to support Scarlett Gerster, your number 32, your Monsters goalie. Monsters take the draw. Plummer has the puck, shoots it towards the net. However, Mustang gets in the way, so it spins like a dime as it goes towards Crusoe, who simply covers it up and stops the action one more time. Faceoff comes back to his left. We have Plummer in the circle, as well as Mustangs 33, which I believe I see Morrisall on the back of the jersey. Monsters take the draw. Comes out to Nisencaro, who throws it towards the net but goes too high. Bounces off the glass to the corner. Monsters take it out of the corner, move it back around the boards. Or the Mustangs come in and take it away from them. Move it forward and back to the Monsters, who shoot towards the net but can't get it through the traffic. Bounces off a player. Goes over to the other corner where Ray knocks it over and the Mustangs take possession. Mustangs King, number 90, takes it, passes it across. We have a shot, bounces off Naya into the... Oh, does not bounce off the Naya. She catches it in her gloves for a wonderful, wonderful save. Both teams getting changes on their lines as we come over to the face-off. Looks like it will be to Naya's left. Mustangs take the face-off. Pepper coming across. Throws it against the boards to pass around the back end. 32 gets the puck, but immediately is contested in the corner. Monsters win the battle of the puck and launch it down into the Mustangs' end. Creslo comes out to take the puck, but decides against it as he scoots back, lets his player take it. We have 54 begins the charge down the ice, but White gets in the way and stops it. He comes down, collects it, pushes it down the boards. We now have number 64 bringing it towards the net. Throws it, but Biani gets his stick in the way, and it goes up and high. Not quite out of play. Ends up getting down. Cressa comes out of the net, stops the puck, and leaves it for Pepper. Pepper takes it behind his net and starts the charge down towards the Monsters' net. Pepper gets it down to the Monsters' zone, but loses it to Woods. Woods keeps it, moves it to the edge, keeps it, brings it in. However, 24 collides with them and knocks the puck free. Mustang 67 throws it down to center ice where Nisencaro takes it. Passes across. Again with another pass down to Woods, who gets run into and checked against the boards, losing it to Kenny, 19. Kenny's momentum is stopped, however, McFelipe gets the puck, shoots it towards the net, but again we have 88 Biani getting in the way of that shot, so Naya never has to worry about it. Comes back till he gets it, passes across. Caught by 67 and passed back. However, Woods gets in the way, takes the puck and intercepts. Woods moves it to Plummer. Plummer comes down and collides with the Mustang to lose the puck to 67. 67 passes to Kenny, 19, who brings it down to the Monster zone. Kenny weaves around, however, gets knocked off his feet, losing the puck to his own player. Another shot, and Naya goes down, tries to cover, but that puck slides right under her into the back of the net. We have another goal by the Pioneer Mustangs. That brings our score to 6-3. 6-3. Our goal appears to be made by 22 Tilly, based on who's in the front of the line, of 7-3 at 7:19. Monsters still in the lead. Puck goes down at center ice with the Mustangs taking the draw. Kenny, number 19, has the puck again, brings it down towards the net, launches it, but is wide close side. Goes into the corner where, again, the Mustangs get it. They take a shot but shoot wide of the net. Comes down with the Mustangs keeping control of the puck. We have number 29, tried to shoot but missed the puck. Kept control for a moment before a monster came in and pushed it away. We have the puck coming back down to the Mustangs' end. Barnberg with it, pushes it across to Mascardier, who loses it to 19 McKinney. Mustangs 19 brings it back down through center, however loses the puck off of his stick. Mascardier takes it for a moment, however loses it against the wall. In the end, Rocha comes out with it, passes across to Escobar, who passes forward to Barenberg without enough steam, so the Mustangs collect. Mustangs take it, lose it to 7 Wallen, who chips it down the ice into the Mustang zone for an icing call against the Monsters. This will bring us down to the face-off circle to Ma's right. Mustangs 33 in the center. However, the Monsters take the draw. Torres brings it down the ice, pushes it forward, but again pushes it down to nobody a little bit too soon, and we again have icing on the Monsters. Face-off again comes to the left side of the Monsters goaltender. Puck goes down with the Monsters taking it this time. Goes to the corner. Passed up the boards to Torres. Torres moves it forward to Turner, who can't quite keep it. Ends up going down with a push and shove against the Mustang. Clark for the Mustangs has it against the wall. Getting a little bit of a battle and a scuff for the puck. And it gets pushed out to a Mustang who passes it along the boards behind the net with 26 of the Mustangs collecting. 26 passes it over towards Whitson, who never sees it. Monster intercepts. Oh, and we have a fight against the boards by the Mustangs net. I see 33 of the Mustangs involved. We have a player from each team down on the ice, not getting up. .33 of the Mustangs has gone to the box. We also have Turner of the Monsters going to the box. We still have a Mustang down on the ice. So we have 33 of the Mustangs. We have Turner from the Monsters in the box. We still have a player down. I haven't seen who it is. He's up on his knees, so we do see some improvement. Hopefully we don't have any serious injury. He's player down from the Mustangs was Powell. He's up on his feet, making his way back back onto the bench and taking his seat. Does appear to be holding his head, so injuries at this time are unknown, but hopefully he is okay. Time of penalty, 5:36 in the third period. Current score, 7 Monsters, Mustangs 3. This will undoubtedly be a fighting and a major misconduct, unsportsmanlike. However, I'm not typically privy to the calls, so we will have to look and see after the game exactly what is called. Number 17, Turner of the Monsters, is being escorted off the ice. That does imply a major misconduct. At this time, our player in the box for the Mustangs is still on the ice. And I've not seen the player for the Mustangs leave the bench. Observing, everything looks to be okay, so hopefully no major injuries. A little bit of argument going on between the officials and one of the coaches on the Mustang bench. With all the extracurricular activity, hopefully everybody can keep cool heads. Play is now back in action. Monsters win the draw with Beyond taking the puck. Passes it across, comes back. Passes across the ice. However, Rocha had to let it bounce off the boards and lost sight of it. Rocha is now down on the ice with Mustangs around him. Got a little bit of a shoving match going on. And we have a whistle and a stop and play with Rocha going to the box on a penalty. We also have Pepper of the Mustangs, number 67, going to the box as well. Appears to be a cross-checking call on both players. The officials are not going to allow for a whole lot to happen in these last minutes of the game. Face-off comes to the dot at the blue line. Monsters take the draw, but the Mustangs end up grabbing the puck. Guild 24 has it, moves it across, tries to push it towards the net without a lot of success. Bounces off the back wall, comes right in front of Naya. However, she pushes it away. Monsters collect and bring it back down towards the Mustangs' end. 34 has it, loses it as it gets pushed against the boards. However, Wallen is there to keep it. Moves it to the corner where the Mustangs take it and pass it back down across the ice where it wobbles its way slowly for Naya to stop it and for Ray to collect it and bring it back towards the Mustangs' end. Ray passes to Woods. Woods brings it down to center ice with the Mustang trying to stop him but losing his footing. However, before Woods can get a shot off, it's tipped off his stick by a Mustang. Comes to the corner with a little bit of a battle. It's pushed aside with Guild, moving it back to the corner. Mustangs 56 pushes it back down the board to center ice where Woods once again gets the puck. Oh, sorry, Beyond gets the puck. Beyond pushes it, passes the White. White brings it down, shoots towards the net. However, it's stopped with a stick by Cresso. Bounce back into play where the Monsters ultimately end up with it. Again, we have Woods, passes back with Martinez of the Mustangs catching it. She moves it down the center with nobody there to take it, so Ray gets it, brings it back across. Nistankaro passes across to Beyond. Beyond passes forward to Wallen, who lets it go under his foot, so Mustang catches it, moves across to 66 Kenny, who passes down to Martinez, who has to chase it down into the end. Ray gives her a gentle little shove off to the side, takes the puck, and passes it down ice. However, Guild catches it, moves it back down to the Monsters' zone. Beyond was once again there to catch the puck. Slows it down, brings it behind the net to allow his team a chance to reset. He brings it forward, passes forward to Mascardier. Bounces off Mascardier's stick to go back down in the Mustang zone. Mustang 25 catches it, pushes it back up the board, stopped by Beyond. Beyond moves it back to Nistankaro, who swoops around, brings it back towards the Mustangs' net. He shoots. Oh, stopped with a stick by Cresso. Bounces out to Mascardier, who can't quite get a stick on it enough to throw it again. And we've got a fight in the corner. Not a fight, sorry. Martinez of the Mustangs gets it, brings it down the board. However, it's collected again by Beyond. Beyond passes along the boards behind his net, up to 10. So grabs it, Ray gets it, passes back. Mustangs get it, pushes it back into the zone. Or Beyond gets it, moves it once again to center ice. Starting to wonder if we're playing with a puck or a yo-yo. Ray chips it up in the center where 56 of the Mustangs takes it, tries to pass it down, however it bounces up. Plummer catches it. Ends up back with the Monsters 10. He's getting a lot of company from the Mustangs trying to move it down the ice. Little battle against the boards with the Monsters coming out. Plummer tries to push it towards the net, but can't get enough momentum. Plummer gets it, pushes it over. However, Cresso grabs it and stops it. Just in time, too, because it looked like we might have had a little bit more extracurriculars going on. But thankfully, everything calmed quickly. Minute 52 left in the third period. 7-3, Monsters up. Face off the Cresso's right. We've got Plummer and Kinney in the circle. Puck goes down. The Mustangs taking the draw. You try to move it forward. However, Plummer's there to take it away. Plummer moves it down, but 55 of the Mustangs stops it. Ray's there to keep it going, though. Comes off of his stick with the Mustangs there to retrieve it. 55 of the Mustangs brings it down, gets back, loses it. Kenny takes it, takes a shot at net, but is pushed away by Ma. Comes around the back again with the Mustangs keeping control. Take a shot. Bounced off Ma's glove. She was able to scutter it away, and he's again behind the net. Ray takes it, passes it down the boards. McCartier has it, but finds company, so he loses momentum. Passes it across with a Mustang collecting. Mustang 19, Kinney has it. Comes behind the net. Loses it, but Richter gets it and gives it back to Kinney, who brings it through center ice. 1 minute remaining in the third period. Kenny shoots, bounces off the right pad of Ma. Goes to the corner where it's pushed down to center. Mustangs get it and push it back in. However, looks like our good friend Plummer has it, brings it to the net, shoots and poked away by Caruso. Comes across the boards. Mustangs come out with it. Pepper pushes it down to center. However, a Monster is there to get it beyond, who chips it up and over down into the Mustangs' end with nobody there to really follow. Mustangs 56 gathers, knocks it down the boards where McCartier stops the momentum but can't keep the puck. Gets tossed back. Again, we have 19 Kinney. Barenberg goes in for it, but it's thrown away before he can get there. Toss to center where Beyond again gets it. Passes to Plummer. Plummer tosses it down. Goes into the center end. And that is it. We have a game. Final score, 7-3. Monsters up. We have won this particular bout. Thank you for joining us here on GHN Sports. Again, I am Grae Gerster. If you've enjoyed this game, please click like, share, subscribe, do the bell, and all that other fancy stuff the YouTube people tell you.